Hey everyone. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. So, today is day number 3 in World of Watercolor, and I am just going to work on my next prompt, which is ripple. And so I did do day 1, which was radiant, over on my other channel. And then I did day 2 on my own. I have it covered up because I needed to put some masking tape and I didn't want to put it directly on top of the image. So I'm going to work on that today. And if you want to see what this one looks like, I do have it over on the Discord. Uh, I am using gouache. I am not the greatest with actual watercolor. Um, I prefer gouache. I'm just putting some more tape on this to help make it stick a little better. So that's what I'm working with. We're doing gouache. So, and gouache is allowed. I checked. So we're just gonna start here. So here we have our little moon cat. He's in the bath and he's not exactly wanting to be in the bath, but he's there. So I'm gonna start with the water, and I do have some blue already in my palette. I think I'm gonna work with some of that. Maybe add a little bit more. I was gonna do pink. I might add a few little bits of pink, but probably not a whole bunch. But I'm going to start with this blue, and we're just gonna go with it. So I hope everybody is enjoying World Watercolor Month so far. Um, I am. I am actually having a blast. I've been waiting on this. Um, I usually sometimes I'll do art challenges, but I don't like always finish them. So I was like, you know what? Um I'm gonna actually try and finish this one if I can. Now I am gonna be a little behind. It won't be like uh like right now I'm kind of caught up, and I did do a few days ahead as far as like images. I hope that's not cheating, but I have a busy schedule, so it's kind of hard for me to just kind of literally do a painting a day. There's no way I can do that. So I drew a couple ahead of time, and um hopefully that's fine. I haven't painted them yet, but I just sketched them out. And then when I have time, I will paint them. So I think that's kind of what I'm going to do. I'm just going to try to stay ahead of the curve and um, paint when I can. And I'm doing mine in um, all of my prompts will be ATC size. So it won't be too much of I'm not doing these giant scaled images because I think that'll be too much. And I think usually when I do these art challenges, I try to like do too much, and then I decide that I don't want to do it because I've done too much or I've tried to do too much. So with that, I am going to do my best to not do too much. And I'm just like kind of creating some loose ripples first. And then I'm going to do some bigger ones on top. I mean, some finer ones. This one was so hard for me to do. I was like, ripples? I was like, sure. But I kind of like that these things are challenging, and it kind of gives you a challenge. It's like, okay, um, it's not gonna be your average, like, okay, simple things where it's like it's perfect. It's not too easy, it's not too hard. So I'm okay with most of them. Some of them are a little weird. Like there's one that's like, what was it? I think it was like weave. And I was like, how am I supposed to do that? And then rigid. So some of them I'm gonna have to think a little bit harder. But I'm okay with that. I'm all right. I'm up for a challenge. So we got our friend here. He's in the bath, and um I guess they look like ripples. And I'm like, well, I think I do want to add some pink. I have this like bright pink, but I'm gonna tone it down with some white, just a bit, um, because it's too much pink. Like it's too pink, so I'm gonna lighten it up just a bit, and I'm gonna add some like, and I'm just kind of adding it in there with the other ripples. It's not really no rhyme or reason to it. I'm just kind of throwing it in there so there could be another color with the blue. And then when that dries, I'll darken it up a bit. Uh, so the wall in the background, I would assume he's in the bathroom, so I might do a very light gray because I think I think that just kind of will go. So I'm gonna go with that. It's gonna be a very light gray. It's not gonna be anything too crazy. It's way too much water, but I'll just push it around. We are also in like the middle of another storm, and it's crazy because I just washed my hair from the last one. I was like, "Oh, we were in this ugly little monsoon storm." So I was like, "Okay, I'm off work today. I'm going to wash my hair, get all that dust out of it." And then literally 5 minutes ago, I heard like this crashing noise, and I'm like, what on earth was that? And I look outside, and we're back in the middle of a storm. Um, so I kind of washed my hair for no reason. I mean, I needed to because it was really, really bad. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna wash my hair. It'll be fine. No. So I might just ride it out for the month. I hate not washing my hair, but if it's going to be all dusty, stormy, then like maybe I'll just kind of wait because it is monsoon season here where I am. So storms kind of they're random. You don't know when they're coming. So um, because it was supposed to be a nice sunny day today, I was gonna go outside and take the dog, and we were gonna kind of play around, and I was like, well, there's kind of that because I'm not taking him out in the rain because he's white, mostly white. He's got like some cream color to him too, but he's mostly white. And he already likes to play in the bushes and stuff. So I'm like, it's dust and dirt and rain and all types of stuff blowing around. So I don't want him outside in that. So I'm just gonna like blend this in together because some of these might, let me just grab some more gray. Yeah, so we're gonna just hang out inside. And I think I'm gonna use purple for the shading on Mooncat, who doesn't quite have a name yet. So I've just been calling him Mooncat because he has a moon on his forehead. But he's also white like me, so we're gonna figure him out. So let's see. I need a red. Not that kind of red. I am attempting to make a pink here. Like a bubblegum kind of pink. For the bottle, this paintbrush has a stray hair. Okay. Yeah, so I'm like, this is gonna look like a bottle of Pepto Bismol. Um, so we're gonna just stay inside and sorry, buddy. I don't like the way the background looks. I might change that color. Maybe I'll change it to a light pink, but that gray is under it now, so I don't know what the undertone will look like. But we can try it. But the bubbles are gonna be pink, so I don't know if I want to do that either. Maybe if I just darken the gray. Could do like a. I'll start on this side so that bottle can dry. We'll do a darker gray. Um, I think the darker gray kind of fits the mood a little bit better because he is not feeling this bath. This might be a bit of a longer video, so maybe grab a snack or something, which I probably should have told you guys at the beginning, but you know. If you know already, my videos tend to be at least 20 minutes, but they do go longer. Especially like on my other channel, a lot of my videos are like an hour because I like to talk and go through my process with you guys and chat and stuff like that. So, when I come on here, I'm like, okay, um, I'm like, well, let me. I don't really care for the videos that have like the music. So with my videos, I'm hoping to have more like chatty type of things going on. So because I feel like there's already like a bunch of videos out there with like the music, but not enough where people are like talking through their process and what they enjoy about what they're doing, what they hate, what they would change. Um, it's just kind of like, especially the ones that say, oh, paint tutorial. And then it's not really a tutorial because you're just kind of watching what they're doing, and they just have like music in the background and stuff like that. So I don't count those as tutorials because I feel like tutorials should have some kind of instruction. Like if you're going to do something like that, I feel like maybe put the instructions on the screen. I know some of them do, they'll put like the colors and stuff like that, but they don't put like, you know, what they used, or, you know, you're going to have to put this much water, that much water. And I mean, mine isn't a tutorial. Uh, it's mainly like just me kind of chatting with you guys. These don't really look like ripples, but I mean, you can tell they are, but they don't really look like it. So yeah, this one I'm hoping I'm gonna make a shadow color for that. I feel like I've done bubbles before. I don't really remember what I did it on. Uh, I think it was like it was something I was doing them on. I don't know if it was like one of my trading cards or just like one of my art pieces in general, but might have been in a coloring book, who knows? But we'll see. Okay. So I want to kind of water down this pink, and I also want to add some more white. Just a very faint pink for the bubbles, and then we'll add some color. I'm gonna drop some blue in there too. And then if I can do it right, I want to add some iridescent watercolor on top, but I'm gonna wait until they completely dry so that I could have, so I won't move that, what do you call it, color around. Okay, so I'm gonna add this yellow for the ducky. I don't want like a super bright duck, so I'm gonna add a little bit of white. He's still pretty bright. Okay. And I have to be careful so we don't activate that blue and turn it into a green duck as well. And that's kind of the thing with me in gouache that I'm learning, to not activate that color underneath when I don't want to. So what I like to do, I like to put a base down first. So that's basically what you see me doing here. Um, a lot of my stuff consists of me trialing and erroring, and I'm okay with that. I like the trial and error. So I'm thinking what I want to do is maybe in the videos, because I want to try to get as many videos of these as I can out. So I'm thinking maybe in the video, start it and then um, stop it maybe at like the 25-minute mark, and then just put the final um, piece up in the Discord, which is in the link in the description of all of my videos. I have the link there. Um, Feel free to join, and then I will put the finished piece because this is definitely going to take me, it's going to take a while, and I don't want to have too long of a video because I know myself. I'm going to keep adding and taking things away and seeing what works and what doesn't. And that's going to be not really an all day thing, but it's going to be a thing. And maybe if you guys enjoy the whole process, you'll let me know, and then I will kind of consider doing the whole thing if that's something maybe you guys are interested in. But for the most part, um, I don't want to hold you guys for too long, but that's kind of what I was thinking. And if I'm wrong, let me know. If you actually do want to sit and watch the whole thing, then I can work that out, or I can just do it in a live. I didn't want to go live today because of the storm, and it's pretty wild. And I didn't want to like kind of chance the internet going out, and so I'm gonna add some more lighter blue to these ripples. Yeah, so I was like, well, to prevent the craziness, I'm going to just make a regular video. And that's where we're at now. And I'm adding some blue to these. I'm going to add probably some purple, some yellow. So I'm just kind of scattering color in these bubbles, really. Do they look like bubbles? Not quite yet, but we're getting there. They look like them a little bit, but I have to like, kind of fade out some stuff and get it together so it's not so harsh looking. And then we'll go from there. But yeah, so let's see, we're at 22. All right, let me get his nose in there. So Miso and Bo, they actually found Mooncat in this old abandoned lab that they were in and didn't really have any business being in, but they were there. And they found him. He was in an egg, and the egg just so happened to hatch while they were there. When they were attempting to release the animals that were still trapped there. And so when they hit the release button, the egg started to crack, and out came Mooncat. So and then I see this tub here. I'm gonna try to make, I if I can remember correctly, I think it was like a lemon yellow. I actually mixed the color ivory, and I was so happy about it. And I was like, oh wow, I did it, and it was really cool. And I had to Google, of course, how to mix it because I'm not great with color theory, and I don't really want to learn it. But I was able to mix the color ivory. It was nice. So that's what we're going to use for the tub here because I know how to mix it now. And you can mix like different shades of it, like a light ivory or whatever. And I know there's going to be someone out there that's going to say, oh, you didn't know how to. Nope, no, I did not. I am a literal fly by the seat of your pants type of artist that, you know, figure things out as they go. So when you hear me go, wow, that turned out really good, it's probably because I was test driving something and wasn't expecting it to turn out that good. So, yeah, so I'm gonna, this is the boat, toy boat. So yeah, so anyway, so they found them in this lab. So what they're the first thing they did was put them in a bath because that was their idea of it. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to these bubbles, and then I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go because, like I said, I don't want to keep you guys for too long. And I have to be careful with the bubbles because I don't want to really turn it into green, or do I? I'm sure there's a little bit, like when you look at a real bubble, there's kind of like a mix of all kinds of stuff. You got the yellow and the pinks, and there's a little bit of green in there. It's kind of like a rainbow of colors. I don't really want to add the green, but we'll do like maybe a bit of a darker pink. These are some very colorful bubbles. And then I will try to add some iridescent things on top. I don't want to put too many colors. And I also don't want to have too many of these harsh lines. So I'm just kind of like, I'm not even blending it. I'm just tapping my brush to kind of dissipate some of those harsh bubble lines because some of them are a bit harsh. All right. I guess it kind of looks like bubbles, huh? And then, like I said, I want to add, let me just give this little duck some dimension to it. But I want to add some iridescent and some metallic, kind of like I did a little bit on the second one there. You can't really see it, but I mean, you can't see it at all because I have it covered. But and then I'm going to add a little bit of this orange, this darker orange to the beak. And by the way, I am using holbein, Turner, and Shinhan gouache if anybody is curious on what kind of gouache I'm using. Actually, I think I like the darker beak. Anywho, that's a lot of that going on, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. I want to try to put a bunch of these out. I probably won't record all 30 days, but I would like to get some things down. Um, it doesn't have to be a whole entire 30-day thing because, like I said, I'm pretty busy. So don't expect the whole 30 days, but do expect there to be quite a bit. And then over on the Discord, the ones that I don't do videos of, I'm gonna post. So you'll see all 30 of them there once they're done. And then once I'm done, I would like to create maybe like a little art book, flip book of them or something. Don't quote me on that one because I'm not 100% sure on it yet what I'm gonna do. So don't quote me on that just yet. But we'll do something. All right, so we are at 30 minutes exactly. So I'm going to end it here. Check out the Discord for the final piece. And here's what we have so far. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.